Should you be changing your retirement plan? Well, in today's show, we're going to talk about 2 reasons why you would want to make some major updates to your retirement plan.
Welcome to the Your Life, Your Money podcast with Scott Searens, teaching you how to thrive in life, wealth, and retirement.
Welcome to the Retirement Show, all about your life, your money, and your retirement. And today we're going to talk about how do you know when it's time to make some major changes to your retirement plan? And I'm going to share a personal story with you that really drove today's episode. If you've listened to any previous episodes, you might know that my wife and I are expecting our first baby girl, our first child at the end of this year. So super exciting times for us. And, a lot of times we can get wrapped up in the nursery and what we're building for her and what we're putting in place and the due date and the classes that we're going through to get ready for all this. And the other night, my wife said, hey, just a reminder, because we're always just talking about everything in regards to this. She's like, just a reminder that once our baby girl is born, we've got 30 days to get her onto our health insurance plan. And, it's just interesting how not only is this a big life change for us, but this is a family change and also a financial change, a health insurance change. You can see it just keeps going down of how many different things it could change. It will change, not just could, but will change for us once our baby girl is born. And so that just kind of really drove today's episode because it also made me realize that, from a retirement planning standpoint, when we put together a retirement plan, that can sometimes cover the next 5 to 10 years. And really what we're doing is we're maintaining that plan that was built and put together. So when we're working with, our existing clients, new clients, we're putting together an income plan, we're putting together an investment plan, we're putting together a tax plan, and we're making sure all of those 3 marry together, right? Interlock together or working together. And once we've put that together, we're maintaining that all of those things are happening. Could be rebalancing the investment plan. It could be changing up some tax things or implementing the Roth conversions that we've put together as part of the tax plan, or maybe it's changing up the investment withdrawals because, now Social Security is starting, so we're reducing or increasing withdrawals based on travel needs, whatever it might be. Or just we're constantly maintaining that plan, but no major actions, major changes are happening. So we've got that, call it next 5 years, maybe longer, planned out, and we're making small tweaks along the way. But when is it that you, as that retiree or person that's approaching retirement, when is it that you should really pause, like stop, take a minute and go, whoa, hey, this is a change in my life that could and should cause a major update in my retirement plan. So when is it time to make major updates to your retirement plan? And as I thought through this, it really kind of boiled into 2 different categories. And so I want to walk you through those categories, and hopefully these categories will make you think, oh, well, if that's me, I need to make some major updates to my retirement plan. What are those updates? Well, I'm going to talk about those as well. So let's dive in, and we'll start with category number 1. So the first category of when you should make major updates to your retirement plan is when you have changes in your financial needs. And let me just talk through some situations of what I mean by this. This isn't like, an extra $100 this month because of whatever, that came up. This is actually call it big changes in your financial needs. So some situations that could make you want to stop, should make you stop, pause, and make some major changes to your retirement plan would be if you have retirement timing changes. So for instance, maybe you've decided to retire earlier, or you've decided to push your retirement date back. Job changes, so job loss or job gain. Some other things would be maybe you've had some goal changes. Maybe you've decided, hey, you know what, this retirement thing is great, and there's additional activities that you want to do. There's additional travel that you want to do that you didn't put in the initial plan that are going to cost thousands of dollars to do. Maybe you've got some major purchases that have come up, or maybe you want to make some major renovations to your home or to a property or to whatever it is, right? So hopefully I'm giving you these thoughts and ideas that are, causing you to go, hey, is this me? Do I have any of these things going on? For instance, we just had a client who, unfortunately their car got hit in the parking lot, and now they need to go out and buy a new car. That's a major change. They didn't have that plan for another 5+ years, but now they needed a new car. Maybe you've decided, instead of leaving a legacy behind later, we've had some people that have recently been talking to us about gifting money to their children now. Well, if that wasn't part of the current plan, that's a change in financial needs. Another situation would be if your health has changed. Health changes could mean to more health costs, could potentially lead towards long-term care, assisted living, etc. And we're not going to go down that whole road of what it could all mean, but just know that, okay, wait, health changes could mean that you need more money, which then means a retirement plan update. So as you're kind of listening to these different things, they're all times where your financial needs change. Job loss, you need more money. Retire early, you need more money faster than when you otherwise would have needed it. Travel more, major purchase, renovation to your house, you're going to need more money. So changes to the financial needs means that you should potentially be making some updates, not only to the overall plan, but some updates to your investment plan. So changes in financial needs, changes then to your investment plan should be considered and should be updated. So let me just walk you through now a few examples of how this all kind of fits in. We have a client who always could retire today based on what they've saved up, but the initial plan is that they wanted to wait 4 more years to retire because that's what would put them at Medicare age. But we'd showed them that if they wanted to retire today, they could. Well, they came in and life's changed. Things have changed and said, you know what? I want to retire at January 1st of 2025 or this next year. Said, great. But that's a change of their financial needs, meaning come January of next year, they're going to need to start making withdrawals from their investment accounts, where before they weren't going to make withdrawals from their investment accounts for another 4 years. Well, based on that, we want to make some updates, some changes to their retirement plan, specifically their investment plan, to start taking them out of the growth side of their bucket and carve off a little bit more into what we've nicknamed the war chest, or that fixed income side of the retirement investments. That way, if there's a market correction, they've carved off the next 4, 5, 6 years of their income needs, and it's not impacted heavily like the growth side of their bucket would be. And so it's there for them as they need it. But before, right, we had majority of their funds over on the growth side of their bucket because they weren't going to need to make those withdrawals for another 4+ years. So there you go. You can kind of see, oh, wait, a financial change leads to an investment change. It can also lead to an income plan change. Now, if somebody's going to retire, maybe what we'll also do is start one Social Security earlier. Maybe we're still delaying one Social Security as long as possible. Or if you're a single person, maybe we're changing up when you're going to start taking your Social Security. So now it's leading to an income plan change. And then the opposite could happen too. Had a client that was going through some things, and they're now looking at they're taking on a new job. So back to work versus they're kind of at this period where they were in a job search. And so now that they're going back to work, they're not needing money that's coming out of their account. They said, hey, I'm going to retire in 5 years. Well, now we can make some shifts, updates, changes there too to that investment plan because they don't need money coming out of their investments today, tomorrow, in the next 3 to 4 years, we can make a shift back over to the growth side, getting their money growing for them and their future. So hopefully you can see here in this first category, lots of different situations. But if you're going through life and something has come up where you're like, that is a financial change, then that is a time to really look and update your retirement plan. All right, with that, let's talk about the second category. The second category is family changes. What's some situations on that? Well, I gave you one earlier, birth of a child. Now, in your case, if you're approaching retirement or in retirement, this might be birth of a grandchild. But some other situations where family changes, either for you or for your family. I'm just going to walk through them all first, and then we're going to go through some examples of what this means and what you need to do. Marriage, divorce, whether it's for you, whether it's for your children, whether it's for somebody in your family. Maybe there's some changes in family dynamics. Maybe there's people in your family that you're not speaking to. Maybe there's people in your family that you weren't speaking to that you're now, speaking to again. Maybe a death in the family. I talked about birth in the family. So hopefully these have your wheels turning, that if any of these are happening, keep paying attention here, because the updates that you need to make are important based on if you've had any of these situations happening. First and foremost, maybe you need to go to your plans and update your beneficiaries. Great example, my wife and I. Right now, we've got beneficiaries on our documents that are other family members. However, once our daughter is born, we're going to want to update the beneficiaries to our daughter. A good reason that you might want to update the beneficiaries: you've gotten married, divorced, your children have gotten married or divorced, they've had last name changes. A lot of times people don't think about that. So their last name changes. You want to make sure that what's listed as them, what's their name listed as a beneficiary is the most up-to-date name for them. So if something were to happen, they would get their, portion of the assets. If there was a death in the family, good time also to, consider and update beneficiaries. The second thing that you want to consider making some major updates would be to your will or to your trust. Give you a really good example. A story in which there was a family that they were unfortunately no longer in communications with, one of their children. And so they had built their documents to, yes, include this child, but mainly include that child's kids. So like their grandkids were taken care of. Well, since this time period, this relationship has come back. It's come back, where they're communicating again. They've got this great relationship going on. And now they need to go and review their will and their trust, because how it was built before was based on the relationship not being healthy. Now that the relationship's healthy, it could cause some really interesting, weird dynamics if something were to happen to them. And this person's like, wait a second, why were they treating me different in this relationship? So that's a good reason. The other is, for instance, maybe, you've did your will or trust a long time ago. And since then, your children have grown up. Well, time changes, maybe how you have things listed, that has changed as well. So think about all those situations earlier, and then think about how you've written up your will or how you've written up your trust. Is there anything that needs to take place? And then the other one, and on this too, is your powers of attorney. I kind of, here's an interesting story. I was sitting with some clients who were reviewing their estate documents with them, just, more information in regards to what they had set up. And as we looked through them, they had set these documents up a long time ago. They had their powers of attorney as their brothers and sisters. They had children, but the children wouldn't be old enough to make those kinds of decisions. Well, that was a while ago. Now their children are in their 20s and their 30s. And I said, just so you know, guess what? You still have your brothers and sisters listed. How would your children kind of feel about that they're making decisions for you and that your children aren't. And they're like, oh my gosh, we didn't even, realize that we still had it that way. Our children would be like, not upset, but would be really confused, right? And really hurt maybe that they weren't chosen to help their parents make those decisions. So they needed to go and update their powers of attorney to now list their children as their, property or their health power of attorney on their documents. So wrapping this up on family changes, whether it's you or whether it's your family, whether they've gotten older, right? Whether somebody's gotten married, divorced, passed away, or born, has any of that happened recently? Or are there new dynamics in your family? Has any of that happened recently, within the last month, last year, last 2 years, or since you had last done your beneficiaries or your estate documents? If so, it might be time to update your retirement plan. So I hope these 2 categories have really made you kind of think about your retirement plan and help you understand when you need to hit pause and go, whoa, I need to make a phone call, or I need to go to my retirement plan and make some updates. So if you've enjoyed this, don't forget, subscribe on your favorite podcast player, or if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're coming out with new videos each and every week on topics like your retirement plan, topics like saving money, helping you to save money on taxes, on your IRAs and 401ks, and how to just help maximize your retirement story. So thanks for joining us, and I look forward to our next conversation. Have a great day.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Sierens Financial Management, Inc. Sierens Financial Group, Inc. is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, AEWM, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Sierens Financial Management, Inc. are not subject to investment advisor requirements. AEWM and Sierens Financial Management, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as a sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Please remember that converting an employer plan account to a Roth IRA is a taxable event. Increased taxable income from the Roth IRA conversion may have several consequences, including, but not limited to, a need for additional tax withholding or estimated tax payments, the loss of certain tax deductions and credits, and higher taxes on Social Security benefits and higher Medicare premiums. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA. Sierens Financial Group, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Sierens Financial Group, Inc.